Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? Here we are, this is the upper bracket final of the Pro Tour here on the Asia server. We're going out with Feast against GV in the upper bracket. It is going to be best of 7, so it's the first of 4 victories, not best of 5 like we've had up to now, but best of 7. The winner of that game will go into the grand final tomorrow. The loser, however, is not out. They will drop down to the lower bracket final, which we will be showing later. So, who is in the lower bracket already? Well, let's have a look so we can see. Well, there we go. We have Team ID. So, whoever will lose today, either Feast or GV, they will face ID later in the lower bracket final. Now, that final is due to kick off in an hour's time. Whereas this one is due to kick off very shortly on the hour, as you can see. So it's Feast against GV, two really exciting teams. I mean, Feast so far are unbeaten. GV are not. So let's have a look at GV. I mean, GV. Well, no, sorry, I'm lying. GV are also unbeaten. However, they did have a blip here against ID. Looking at the teams, well, let's go to GV first. They've got a 66.74% average win rate, which is pretty darn good. And they are being led by Berlin. In the team is Professor, Tokyo, Moscow, Monaco, Yakuza, welcome to VN, Florida, Doha, and Manila. So, you know, some pretty decent players there. We've been watching GV. I mean, they are certainly a top tier clan. They've come a long way since a lot of their distractors on the summer season last year in the tier 8, where a lot of people said they weren't capable of competing at tier 10. That is completely untrue. They have really come along leaps and bounds to be one of the best clans in Asia. However, they are up against Feast, and lots of people know who Feast are. Feast have been around at the top of the list on Asia, and they've always been a top 4 clan, and they've always been known as the best clan in Asia. They have got a 64.87% combined win rate overall. They're led, as always, by their team captain Maddox, although he's now Maddoxcom. In the team is Bifrost, F Silver, Hidden Surprise, Sleeping Lion, BMW, Winter Fox, 007 James, who I like to say James Bond, and of course Sugar Magoo, who's always out in his T22. So that is what we've got to look forward to. We will be getting the room invite very shortly, and when I say very shortly, I'm on about a minute and a half. It's going to be an interesting one, guys. This is going to be a really good game. I mean, both clans are at the top of their game. Feast are always exciting to watch, and so are GV. Now, if I was a betting man, well, I would probably, I don't know, is the honest answer. I mean, GV have the potential to spoil anybody's party. Feast, well, Feast have always been, you know, one of those clans that you need to look out for, because you really do need to look out for for Feast. They're always like that. So, are we going to get to see Feast playing at the top of their game? Because sometimes they do blip. They blipped in the Blitz Cup. Or are we going to get to see the Feast that we all know and love and turn over GV? I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be close. But we just never know. We will find out, however, very shortly. In fact, incredibly shortly. Looking at the way they've been going so far, though, I mean, Feast haven't really put a foot wrong, well, and nor has GV, to be perfectly frank. I like GV. I think they're a good bunch of guys. I think they're an exciting clan to watch, but I have a very big soft spot for Feast also. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be incredibly close. I don't think it's going to be a pushover. And with it being best of 7, that makes it a lot more interesting, because there's a lot more scope to play around with this one. It's not like what you normally get. So we will see. I mean, we're set for an exciting tournament. And then, of course, going the other way, but one of these clans is not going to get through today. One of these clans is going to be dropped down into the lower bracket. No, it's not a new chair, Dark. It's the same chair. It's just I ripped it apart and made it less squeaky. One of these clans are going to face ID. Now, ID have sort of been firing not on full cylinders, to be perfectly honest and frank with you. I mean, ID is a great team. They're very, very interesting to watch. But over the last few games, they seem to be a little bit more tentative than they usually are. So, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, we're going to see a different ID today. All these clans are looking forward to getting into that grand final tomorrow. I mean, it's that straightforward. I mean, the grand final is what it's all about. And it's not just about the cash, guys. It's about the kudos as well. And getting to hold your head up very high and say that you're the champions on Asia. Excuse me while I sup some coffee. There we go, coffee supped. So, we're going out on Vineyards, always an interesting map. I mean, I was commentating yesterday on EU with Amunet against Kana and Serenity, and they went out on Vineyards, and boy, was it exciting to watch. I mean, that was just one hell of a game. It was brilliant. I mean, neither clan really put a foot wrong, but Kana, wow, I mean, the strat they used, the way they held their tanks back was just spectacular to watch. And it was also spectacular to watch Serenity, because Serenity knew that Kana had their tanks holding back somewhere, but were very reluctant to push, despite the fact that they really wanted to and they would have loved to, but they couldn't because they didn't know where they were. It was fantastic to watch. I'm hoping we're going to get to see the similar sort of thing. But then again, I also streamed CIS yesterday, and they also had a Vineyards map, and boy, well, that was completely different. I mean, that was just like total aggression. You got tanks rushing all over the place, smacking other tanks left, right and centre. It was fantastic to watch. So, are we going to get that? Or are we going to get the passive play? Or what? We just don't know. Teams have readied up. We'll start with Feast. They are going out on the south spawn. We will have Maddox in an E5, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Bat Chat, Hidden Surprise in an E5, Bond, James Bond in an E5, Sleeping Lion in a Kranwagen, and Sugar Magoo, not in a T22 but in a Bat Chat. So we've got a double Bat Chat strat here for Feast. They're looking for that mobility, they're looking to get around that map quickly, they're going to be looking to fast cap, because that's what you do with Bat Chats. One of them is going to fast cap B, absolutely certain of that, to be honest with you. I'm looking to see those E5s potentially taking either A, they're going to go over the little river to that ridge down position overlooking the B cap and possibly looking to do a push there, or they're going to send them to the middle area where the normal cap is in normal games and try and take a position there. But then again, like I say with all these streams, these guys have multiple strats for these maps and you just don't really know where they're going to go. We can only have a rough guesstimate. Moving over to GV, well, they are going to be on the north spawn. We have Berlin in an IS4, Monaco in a T22, Moscow in an E5, Manila in an IS4, Professor in a T22, Tokyo in an E5, and the Yakuza in an E5. Now, they're taking relatively good mobility there, what with the two T22s. They'll be looking to fast cap as well, potentially the B cap, but they could, because there's an IS4 there, they could be looking to get a fast cap on C. Again, the IS5s, are they going to push to the middle area where the normal cap is in random games, or are they going to push downwards and try and get across that river towards that A cap? Again, we just don't know at this stage. I mean, there could be an aggressive strat, there could be a less aggressive strat. Either way, we are going to be seeing quite some good mobility. There's a lot of hull down tanks there with decent gun depression and decent DPM. Don't forget, you've got some great mobility with the Kranwagen as well there of Sleeping Lion. It drops its boosters. Same with the E5s. They've got those super duper boosters, and those super duper boosters really do make a change. T22s and the IS4 don't have those, of course, but there's two IS4s and two T22s. So GV again, I don't know with GV. Are they going to that C cap? Are they going to hold that middle area? Well, we just won't find out until about 10 seconds from now. Everything to play for. Everything's on the limit. We're set for some fantastic stuff either way, whichever way we look at it. So, here we go. Game number 1 of the upper bracket final. Here with GV against Feast or Feast against GV, whichever way you're inclined to take it. So at the moment we're just rolling with Sugar Magoo in his back chat. But as soon as we kick off, we will get high into the back of the map to try and find out where they're all going to be going. Ooh, it's getting close, guys. It's almost there. And here we go. Let's get up high into the back of the map. And as anticipated, although they're not fast capping, it looks like the back chats are going to go to the ruins and try and get those early spots. With the E5s heading towards the B cap, I expected them to get into this area. Now we've got Professor and Monaco. Monaco is going to fast cap A. Professor is just going to hold here and probably try and get to that ridge. And the E5s are going to the middle area with a potential move to try and get to there. You can see already Bifrost and Sleeping Lion getting into their positions here. They're sort of facing off against Tokyo. Oh, Tokyo and Moscow are pushing right through. Same with Berlin, same with Manila, same with the Yakuza. It's a big push from GV. Very aggressive move. B cap already taken. So the cap advantage has gone to Feast. But look at poor old Sleeping Lion here. Down he goes. Sleeping Lion out for the count already. Now Bifrost has got the Tiger, has got the Manilas and the Berlins and the Ice Walls on him. But Maddox, James Bond and Hidden Surprise. Down goes Monaco. Down goes Yakuza. 2 tanks down now for GV. Their push has not worked at this moment in time. Bifrost is now under pressure, but he has got support from the likes of Maddox and Sleeping Lion and James Bond. They are toying, however, with Moscow. Down goes Tokyo. Bifrost is holding out here. Moscow here is desperately trying to get out of the way, but it's not going to work. He's being focused heavily. Hidden Surprise not looking at him. James Bond is going to come in and take him down. Down goes Bifrost eventually to Berlin and Manila. But it's 3 against far too many now. The IS-4s, well, they've got a lot of armor, but are they going to be able to last? That's the thing. Berlin, no, he's not. Down he goes. Manila trying to get shots in. In comes Professor in the T-22. Can he do anything against James Bond? No, not really. He gets a little bit onto him, but not much. Great shot by Hidden Surprise. Down goes James Bond, courtesy of Manila, but down goes Professor. This is a convincing win by Feast. I think that was a push too far for GV. They really came unstuck. Very aggressive move, very aggressive strat. They sort of handed it to Feast on a plate, and there you go. Feast take it. 1-0 to Feast. Wowzers. What a great game. Now, we can see there, GV were not in any way, shape or form being passive. Their aggression really didn't pay off, did it? Let's be honest. Excuse me while I sip some coffee. 10,411 damage dished out by GV against the 17,268 dished out by Feast. Really aggressive strat, really aggressive push, kind of backfired. And GV will be scratching their heads thinking, shall we do that again? I don't think so. That was a bad idea. We're going to switch the spawn points now on Vineyards. GV are now going to go out on the south spawn, Feast on the north spawn. GV are ready at first. We have Berlin again in an IS-4, Monaco again in the T-22, Moscow again in an E5, Manila in an IS-4 again, Professor also in the T-22 again. This time though, we got Tokyo in an E5, but he was in an E5 last time, and Yakuza in a Kranwagen. He was not in a Kranwagen last time, so this is an interesting change. Moving over to Feast, who've now readied up. As I said, they are on the north spawn. Maddox in an E5, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a T-22, Hidden Surprise in an AMX-50B, James Bond in an E5, Sleeping Lion doubling up with Hidden Surprise in his AMX-50B, and there we go, Sugar Magoo in his T-22. That's what we'd like to see. Going with that really double AMX-50B, that's a lot of DPM if they can work them in tandem. I mean, it's amazing. Going to be amazing to watch that. Feast, again, they've got some mobility, 2 T22s. I'm not thinking they're going to push like we just saw from GV. They're going to be a little bit more restrained, but boy, I think they are going to do some interesting strats here. I'm interested to see where they're going to put the 50Bs. We get to find out very shortly. This is game number 2 here. Don't forget, best of 7, first of 4 wins. Back out on Vineyards. Feast at the moment got the upper hand. That's 1-0 to them, but there's a long way to go yet. Looking at those hit points, wow, GV are just taking it, but it's nothing really. It's nothing at this level of the game, and that won't phase anybody. It's a slight advantage, but not much. Let's get up high and to the back of that map. So already we've got the T22s. They're going to the city. I expected that. The 50Bs are going to head downwards, and that's where they're going. The E5s, however, are heading towards the middle area. Moving out to see what GV are doing. Oh, my ping is going a bit haywire. Sorry about that. Monaco has already dropped in. Professor and the other T22 is heading for the ruins, and that's where he's off to. Monaco is going to fast cap, but they are going to take the cap advantage. Feast are going to grab the C cap and the A cap. Bifrost already into the A cap. Berlin tries to reset it, doesn't get it. Maddox and James Bond are just on the ridge where the normal cap is. Bifrost is decided that A cap is just a little bit too risky at this moment in time. C cap has been taken, but GV do have the advantage at this moment in time. Bifrost is now dropping down into the river. Berlin has got very, very far forward in the open, so to speak. However, nobody can get shots at him at the moment. James Bond is a little bit too far forward there, and he's getting a bit of a smacking. However, Bifrost is trying to help out. Berlin is quite isolated. Monaco has been absolutely pummeled over there in the northern ruins. Maddox getting a shot into these tracks there. Berlin getting pummeled a little bit by Bifrost. Now we're looking at the AMX 50Bs and the T22s pushing in. Sugar Magoo and his T22 pushing around, but look at this. The 50Bs will be locked and loaded by the time they get around this corner. Shots are going to go into Manila and to Yakuza. Sleeping Lion and Hidden Surprise doing that. There goes the shots. They are doubling up. They are trying to land the shots into the same target. Oh, that's a big bounce, though. Now they've got to retreat. At the same time, Tokyo and Professor are giving Bifrost a hard time over in this quadrant. Bifrost may not last this battle. He is now basically going down. He's being bled rapidly. He gets a good shot into Tokyo, but Professor should be able to finish him off here. There he goes. He wasn't able to get one more shot. Sugar Magoo now is being focused by Tokyo. Berlin, however, is being focused by F. Silver. That's a really important shot. Maddox may be able to get one in. James Bond is looking low. Another important shot by F. Silver. Berlin is going to go down here. Down he goes to Maddox. James Bond is a one shot. Then down goes James Bond. And Sleeping Lion and Hidden Surprise. Wow, the 50Bs are not working at the moment. They are being whittled down. There goes one. Hidden Surprise is out. Manila and Yakuza taking down Sleeping Lion. GV are turning this around. It's 2 against far too many. Professor, Maddox and F. Silver are the last man standing. F. Silver, however, he's got Professor and a Kranwagen there of Yakuza pushing him in. He's not going to last. Professor should be able to finish him off. Maddox goes down at the same time. GV, bring it back. It's 1-1. Oh, man. As you can see there, I mean, really good stuff. I mean, Feast there, biting off a little bit more than they could chew, methinks. Better stuff from GV, more settled, more coordinated, less erratic. They decided not to do big, heavy pushes, waited. The AMX 50Bs, well, they dished out some damage, but not enough. They just weren't able to land those shots onto the Kranwagen of Yakuza, who went on and did 3,453 damage. So we are leveled up now here in this upper bracket final, which is what I was hoping for and what I was expecting. Pretty even Stevens across the board. We're now going to move to Yukon. We will have Feast on the south spawn. They will be rolling out with Maddox in an IS-4, Bifrost in an E5, F. Silver in a T22, Hidden Surprise in an E5, James Bond in an E5, Sleeping Lion in an AMX 50B, and Sugar Magoo in his T22 again. Moving over to GV, well, we have Berlin in the IS4, Monaco in the T22, Moscow in the E5, Manila in the IS4, Professor in the T22, Tokyo in the E5, and the Yakuza in a Moose. They are rolling out on the North Spawn. I know it's a mouse, but I like saying Moose. Moose sounds more fun. I don't know, it's just the way it works. So GV leveling it up here, trying to turn it around. They've got a mouse that, I mean, are they looking for a BA cap strap there? But they've got two T22s, so I'm looking potentially with the mouse going down the B line rather than the A line. The T22 is potentially looking at the C line. Who knows? Who knows? Moving over to Feast. Wow, the MX-50B, where's that going to go? T22 is probably heading towards the C cap. 50B, is he going to be looking down the B line, or are they going to be looking to reset any potential cap jumps that will go into the B cap? Oh, sorry, it's Yukon. So I don't know yet. It's a big map, Yukon. There's a lot of areas to cover. I don't think we're going to see anybody go into that D cap. It's going to be around the C and the A cap areas. There's going to be a fast cap on C from Feast, and there's going to be a fast cap on B, and I'm expecting a majority of the action to take place in the middle area or the A cap. I don't know yet. That's the thing. So, looking at the way the teams are rolling out here, well, again, hit points, wow, GV have got the advantage, but it's not a biggie, it's a small one. Anyway, let's go pie into the back of this map. Oh, actually, the T22, the Sugar Magoo and F Silver are heading to the D cap. I thought they may have been heading to the A cap. There's been a change put forward. Oh, that's interesting. Professor Lone T22 also heading for the D cap. He has got the E5s behind him, but boy, he gets smacked by F Silver as he comes around the corner. They are fast capping B, and they are trying to fast cap D. F Silver not going to be able to reset from there. He hasn't got the gun. Oh, he does. He gets an HE round in. So I didn't think he was going to have the gun depression, but he does. Feast, however, are not even bothering the C cap. They are just ploughing through. They're ploughing through towards the B cap, and now the mouse is there on the B cap, which is what I thought. Maddox coming in, Sleeping Lion coming in, James Bond coming in, Hidden Surprise coming in. They're trying to take out the mouse and possibly Manila here in the IS4. They're going to ignore the mouse, I think, and try and focus on Manila. Tokyo's come round. Bifrost is now looking very worse for wear here. I don't know if this strat's going to work for Feast. They're leaving tanks standing. Down goes Bifrost. Manila is now being whittled down. It's a bit of a brawl. Hidden Surprise is going to go here. He is not going to last. He is going to go down. Down he goes. James Bond now is in serious trouble as well. He's not going to be lasting. Manila is a one-shot. Down he goes. Down goes James Bond. GV have now got the advantage. F Silver, oh, combined effort from F Silver and Sugar Magoo taking down Monaco, but it's 3 against a lot. F Silver is now a one-shot. He's not going to last. He does take out Professor, though. Has he managed? Oh, no, Sugar Magoo took him down. F Silver isn't going to last, though. He is a one-shot. They are going to focus him. He gets a bounce there from Moscow. Puts a bounce back into Moscow. Maddox doing what he can to hold off. Oh, they do. They manage to get Moscow. So now they can focus on the E5 and the IS4, try and avoid, but Maddox now getting rammed by the mouse. Sugar Magoo trying his best, but Maddox goes down. It's a turnover. GV have got this. The push by Feast being countered and collapsing. Berlin is going to be able to take down Sugar Magoo here with a wild time shot to the rear deck, and there we go. So GV, they now lead 2-1 over Feast. Feast pushing really aggressively through the middle there. I didn't expect that. I expected them to fast cap C and possibly hold off. There was no action around the A cap. It was all around the middle and the D cap area. GV taking the advantage. GV outplaying Feast there slightly. The mouse and the accuser doing over 5,000 damage. I mean, that's what a mouse can do. And as you can see, Feast were leaving it to the end, but the problem was it was in the B cap. They were getting tied up with it, and it just didn't work out for them. Oh, thank you very much, no panic. We are now going back out onto Yukon. This time we are sweeping those spawn points. This time Feast will go on the north spawn, GV on the south spawn. Looking at the way the teams are rolling out this time, well, we have Maddox in the IS4, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Vickers, Hidden Surprise in a Mouse, Bond, James Bond in an E5. Sleeping Lion in a Kranwagen. Sugar Magoo, he's not in a T22 though, he's in an E5. So interesting lineup and meta there. Mouse now afraid to come in. Moving over to GV, we have Berlin in the IS4, Monaco in a T22, Moscow in an E5, Manila in an IS4, Professor in a T22, Tokyo in an E5, Yakuza in a Mouse. What's wrong with my haircut, man? I think pretty snazzy for an old guy. So we're just waiting. We've got 27 seconds to go. GV here have now got the advantage. Don't forget, it still is the first of 4 victories, so it's best of 7. But Feast have got to do something about this. They've got to close down GV. They've got to turn this around and get back into this game. The push did not work for them. They thought it was going to, but it just didn't work for them. Anyway, let's find out. Let's see what happens next. Well, GV getting a lot of heavy tanks there. What with the 2 IS4s and the Mouse, they're going to be looking to consolidate again through the middle area. This time I'm not really going to be expecting Feast to do that mad dash push through the centre again like they did in the last game, but you just never know. F Silver is going to head out towards the decap. And that's where he's heading. And we have got Sugar Magoo dropping into the B cap. So they are going to fast cap. This time it is going to be more like what I thought it was going to be in the last game. It's going to be around the middle and the A cap areas. You've got GV being led by Moscow towards the A cap. Berlin is there. Tokyo is there. Monaco and Professor just holding back. Maddox is out here on a limb. So he is just holding back into the corner as well. He may be in a tricky situation here. He needs Hidden Surprise and Sleeping Lion to come and give him a bit of support. But they really can't at the moment. There's too many tanks there. The Vickers of F Silver has not capped the decap. Sugar Magoo, B Frost and James Bond and the E5 is just holding back at the moment. Cap advantage has gone to GV. So they have got the cap advantage. GV not looking to push at the moment. It's a little bit of a stalemate. I mean, they're quite happy to stay where they are. And why wouldn't they? They've got the advantage. They now know that Feast have got to do all the pushing. Hidden Surprise is trying to make a move and he's getting bled. Berlin is going to try and push forward now. They're looking to try and close down Hidden Surprise. Again, Berlin puts a shot in, but this time bounces. Hidden Surprise, however, does get another pummeling. Hidden Surprise is now going to be used as a meat shield as he pushes in. And again gets smacked by Berlin. Now Maddox, now Bifrost, now Sleeping Lion, now the E5 of James Bond as well. But at this rate, Sugar Magoo comes around. Moscow is going out towards Maddox. Sugar Magoo should be able to help out there. I'm going to leave that and get back to the brawl. Hidden Surprise is still being whittled down, but so is Tokyo and Berlin. Now Feast are trying to push through, get round in behind. Tokyo gets a smack. Bifrost takes him down. That's a good roll. Hidden Surprise is now a one-shot. He's got Manila and Yakuza on him. And down he goes. Down goes F Silver. Down goes James Bond. It's not working out again for Feast. They've lost 3, but Moscow is also down. They've got to do something here. They've got to change it around somehow. In comes Maddox to help out. Puts a shot into Professor. Monaco is basically a one-shot, but he's out of the action. Berlin is now a 1.5 shot. Are they going to be able to take him down, or are they going to push into Maddox and Bifrost here? Oh, it's not looking good for Feast. It is not looking good. They're trying to get shots in. Sugar Magoo may be able to finish off Berlin. No, Maddox goes down. Berlin goes down. It's now down goes. Oh, sorry, Maddox went down. Didn't go down. It was Bifrost. Sugar Magoo and Sleeping Lion. It's 2 against 4. Are they going to hold out? One of those 4 is a living Mouse, and the other one is a Kranwagen. That's in Surprise. Sugar Magoo's not going to last. He's going to go down here to either Manila or Professor. He gets a shot into the Yakuza, but he tried to get down Monaco. Sleeping Lion now, he's got a lack of DPM. He's on his long reload. It ain't going to be working. He's going to try and get Professor out of the game, but he doesn't. He hasn't got a shot on him. Now he does, but he goes down. Now, everything is up. GV now have got a distinct advantage. They are one away from the grand final place. One away. Feast being pushed back here massively by GV, as you can see. So Feast really need to consolidate and turn this around. They will at this rate. If they lose to GV, they will go out against ID. We're now on to Alpenstadt. We will have Feast on the north spawn, GV on the south spawn. And as I said, at the moment, they have got a distinct disadvantage, Feast. We have Maddox in an IS4, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Vickers Light, In Surprise in a Mouse Bond, James Bond in an IS4, Sleeping Lion in an IS4, Sugar Magoo, not an MT22, he's in a VK90. Interesting selection. That's going to be, I would have thought, a city type strat. Moving over to GV, well, we have Berlin in a Mouse, Monaco in a T22, Moscow in an E5, Manila in an IS4, Professor in a T22, Tokyo in an E5, and Yakuza in a Mouse. Double Mouse strat again here for GV. They are going to be probably looking to send those towards the B-cap area. They will be spawning on the south spawn. Now the thing is, as I said, they are one away from getting into the grand final. Feast need to do something here. They've got to turn it around. They've got to consolidate more. They've got to just calm down a little bit. At the moment, they're playing GV's game and not their game as such. Well, that's just my view, but we will see. There's a lot up for grabs here. There is a lot up for grabs. As I said, the loser will go on to play ID in the lower bracket final, which will be in about 40 minutes from now. The winner will just go through to the grand final tomorrow. Alpenstadt, is this the last game or not? Are Feast going to change it? Are they going to turn it? Are they going to put the pressure back on to GV? Feast have got the hit point advantage this time, almost 1,000. It's significant, but it's not that significant at this level of the game, to be honest with you. I mean, when it starts to get 1,500, it becomes more significant for them. So, a lot of pressure on Feast here. There is a lot of pressure on Feast. However, we've seen many times in the past where teams with the caliber of Feast have come back from being sort of down. Now, here we go. We've got the whole of Feast team at the moment heading towards the town area with F Silver and James Bond heading towards the C cap. Moving over to see what GV are doing. Well, those mouses are going to lumber up to the B cap. Tokyo is trying to get onto the bridges, and the rest of the team are looking at the A cap. C cap is going to be taken by Feast. They will get the distinct and early cap advantage. The mouses are still lumbering over, and there's Sugar Magoo. He is in the VK90. He is overlooking the B cap. I did expect that. Feast have got the cap advantage. Maddox in the IS4 is helping him out. You can see there the mouse have been surprised, just waiting for Berlin to come around the corner. And if we go down, you can see where In Surprise and James Bond are doing. They're just trying. Well, James Bond is going to rotate through, but look at In Surprise. He is just waiting for that B cap to pop, and then he can put rounds in. But the mouses of Berlin and Yakuza are backing off. GV have rotated their T22s back towards their spawn. The E5s are still taking the middle area. Manila is now coming round as well to help Yakuza and Berlin, because he realises that they cannot cap the B cap. Feast just have too many tanks there. At the moment, Feast have the advantage. They have the upper hand. They just need to consider defending the B cap and potentially defending C. Professor is moving around there for GV, potentially looking to get into the C cap. Potentially. Now Feast are making a move towards the A cap. There are two E5s and a T22 there. Sleeping Lion is leading the charge in the IS4. He gets a good smack from Moscow as he pushes in. He's going to try and push straight in to that A cap. There we go. He's going to take the A cap. He's got a good position there. Tokyo is looking to try and get round and get shots into him. There are now two tanks, both IS4s into the A cap. That is going to make it slightly difficult to reset, but the action now is moving and switching to the B cap. We got Yakuza, Berlin, and Manila all pushing down onto Sugar Magoo. We've got Hidden Surprise coming up behind, and Maddox is left, and he's pushing onto Moscow. Sugar Magoo, however, he's got 3 tanks on him, so that's taken 3 tanks out. Hidden Surprise, quite rightly, they're going to leave Sugar Magoo. He's doomed. Moscow goes down first. Sugar Magoo does go down, but Hidden Surprise at the same time takes the A cap, takes the B cap. Sorry, so they've got the cap advantage here, Feast. However, can they leave it? F Silver goes down, so Feast have lost 2 tanks. They've got all 3 caps, but they've lost 2 tanks. But now Monaco goes down, so also GV have lost 2 caps. Bifrost now being bullied, but he's got James Bond and Sleeping Lion coming in to support. Here comes James Bond, locked and loaded. Who is he going to aim for? Who are they going to focus? They focus in. Oh, Professor is the focus. Tokyo, who understands this, drops down onto Bifrost, trying to take him out. Moving back over. Maddox is trying to get shots into Manila. Bifrost is down. That was always going to be the case. To be perfectly honest with you, he was on low hit points, but we got Tokyo, James Bond. James Bond is looking at Manila. Sleeping Lion, and are they going to take out Tokyo? Poor old Maddox is being bullied by Yakuza and Manila here. Is he able to get side on to the... Yes, he is getting side onto the mouse. Then he pushes forward. The mouse bounces him. He gets a great shot, but leaves Manila on a low 9 hit points. But James Bond takes him down. Now they can focus onto Tokyo. But look at the points. Feast have got the points. They are 1 tank away. Tokyo should go down here to either Sleeping Lion or James Bond. James Bond is now 1 shot, but he lasts. And they do take him down. Hidden Surprise is toying over here. But it's too little, too late, I think, for GV. They will take out Hidden Surprise here. Berlin is going to get him. Oh, great stuff by GV. They've now taken all the caps. Down goes Hidden Surprise. It's now 2 against 3. James Bond is a 1 shot, so effectively it's 1 against 3. Yakuza is full of HP. All the caps are now sitting with GV. The action is here. Professor is going to be looking for James Bond. He gets a good shot into Yakuza. But all this is really putting Feast against it. GV are going to collect the points. Professor is going to take out James Bond here. James Bond is a 1 shot in the IS-4. Professor, however, looking at Sleeping Lion. Sleeping Lion is being whittled down. GV may be able to get this. They will get this. They are going to get this. Down goes Sleeping Lion. James Bond isn't going to last. He's on 75 hit points. That's 1 HE roll. Or 2. It depends. But here comes Professor. Going to take him down. GV are going to win. And they will go into the grand final. Oof. Wow. Played. GV. Wow. Professor there in the T-22 running around the map like a crazy thing, taking all the caps back away from Feast. Feast were tantalizingly close to winning that game, but the 2 mouses, Yakuza and Berlin, over 9,000 damage between them. I mean, that was instrumental. I thought Feast may have got that one, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So, Feast will go on to play ID in the lower bracket final in about 30 minutes. Big congratulations to GV. Really well played by GV. I told you they can spoil anybody's party, and they just spoilt Feast's. It's as simple as that. So, if you're wondering why the FPS is low at the moment on the game, it's because loads of people have logged in to get these Czech tanks because it's Saturday. So sorry about that. I mean, OBS is churning out at 60%, but the game FPS is fluctuating. I'm getting a bit of ping and packet loss. Unfortunately, just the way it works, I'm afraid. So can't really do much about that. But I'm trying to. Oh dear, it looks like Wild One's Helper stream is well, I don't know. It looks like it's died a little bit, unfortunately for him. I don't know what's going on there, I don't know what's happened. But I hope he gets it resolved and back up and running. We will see. Wowzers! There's not much I can say about that, guys. I mean, that was just a convincing victory for GV. Really big congratulations to GV. Got to say, loved every minute of that. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's get some replays on the go because we've got a bit of time. In fact, how long have we got? I think we've got 30 minutes before the lower bracket final, which will now be Feast against ID, and that will be kicking off in about 40 minutes. It's quite a while yet, and it is Feast and ID, and it isn't about 40 minutes, so I've got quite a lot of replays that I need to play, and I haven't got a lot of replays because there's been an update. So if anybody's got any replays, by all means, wing them across to me. More than happy to play them. You can drop them either into... this is... Vengeance 666 of the clan BPS on Asia, going out in his IS2. Is it the which one is it? It's the Chinese IS2. No, it's not. It's the Pravda. Yes, it's the Pravda. There you go. So if you've got anyway, as I was about to say, I'll put it in the link as well. Any replays? So hang on a moment. So there you go. Because I need a lot of replays, guys. We got 40 minutes, and I did have replays, but unfortunately, the update sort of wiped them all out. So it does happen, you know. It does happen. So if you got any replays, as I said, wing them across to me, fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Or if you're on my Discord server, you can either A, DM me, or B, you can wing them across to me in my dedicated replays channel on that server. Either way, I would love to see any replays, because, you know, we always need replays, guys. I do anyway. I definitely need replays. It's just the way it works. I don't think I've actually got the Pravda. It's one of the tanks I don't have. Well, yes, Mr. President. RIP predictions. I must admit, GV played exceptionally well, and I can't knock them for that. They really did play exceptionally well. You know, you just can't take away from what they did. I mean, wowzers. Wow, I mean, unbelievable stuff to watch. It really was. And like I've said before, I mean, you know, never underestimate any clan, especially at this level. And the thing about GV is they have the ability to spoil anybody's party. I mean, they have been really, really, really good throughout the tour. So, you know, and they're getting better and better and better. And they're being, you know, this is a clan that has always had the makings of you know, dominating Asia, and they just need to, you know, consolidate. And they're building a good team, and they're being really well. Feast, well, the Feast are sort of hit and miss a little bit. You know, we see them get to the big events. I mean, they are an institution within Asia and on the Asia circuit. So, you know, we're always going to see Feast in the top 4, but they all, you know, at the moment, Feast just seem to stumble at the final hurdle, which is unlike them. It is unlike them. I mean, maybe they'll sit down, have a good chat now, and say, you know, relook at and revisit the games against GV, and, you know, say how are we going to look at how we're going to play against ID, because that is coming up next. They have got ID next, so you know, it's going to be an interesting one to see how they deal with that and how they handle that. Thank you for sending me across an Annihilator, Leppy. I need those replays, man. I do need those replays. For numerous and various reasons. One of the main reasons is I actually don't play PC. I can't. I only play touch. So it's absolutely almost impossible for me to play the game during these breaks because I stream via the PC. And because I'm streaming via PC and I don't play PC, I can't actually play the game myself on PC. So that's why I need the replays, guys. So yeah, get them across to me, and so I can showcase them. I mean, this is a great game here by Vengeance. Really well, 3,232 damage here, 6 kills. He's going for his Raz. He's one away, and it's only 1-on-1. But he has got a formidable opponent. But he is potentially a one-shot to that opponent. Although the opponent is also a one-shot. Can he get that roll into the bottom? Yes, he can. No, it's a bounce, but it's a mutual bounce, and he will now get him on the reload. I think he will out DPM him, although the SU has dropped his adrenaline. He will still get him on the reload. Oh, it's a mutual bounce. It's like you're scratching your head saying, what, when, what, wow, hi, ooh, how did that happen? This time, though, he makes sure by loading the APCR, he gets the Raz, he gets all 7 kills, mutual bouncing there, well-deserved mastery, well-deserved Raz, and, what a great, great game. I love that game. It was brilliant. So, who else has we got? Who else? Leppy, where did you send it? Where did you put it? Here we go. Leppy's email. There we go. So we've got the Annihilator here that we've just received, literally just received it. And I'm just going to turn the webcam off a minute because I just need to go and get coffee. So one moment. I shall be back in a minute once I've got my coffee. So I will go quiet for a moment, but just enjoy the Annihilator, guys. Okay, I'm coffeeed up. there we go. I'm back, coffee in hand, and yes, no, it's not a Bushka mug. It's Homer Simpson. Same but different. Hi Denver. Hi Invalid Pin. I love that name. Oh, mediocre Joker. I guess you don't like wargaming. Oh, RNG is RNG, but you know it is what it is. What it is. Yeah, I know, Mr. President. You know, I mean, it's interesting that they don't get the prize fund, but again, you're right. You know, they're still pushing hard, very hard, for that win. And why not? I mean, I don't blame them. Do you blame them? I mean, they want the kudos of having the victory as well, and that can't be a bad thing. That can't be a bad thing. Like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like GV. I mean, they're a great bunch of guys, but I love Feast as well. I mean, I like all the clans, to be honest with you, on the across all the servers. I have my own little favourites, but you know, I wish them all success. I mean, I have a big soft spot for Feast because you know I've spoken a lot to Maddox, and I've watched Feast, you know, hundreds of times. I've streamed them a lot. And you know, sometimes it's a shame watching them go up and down like they do, but you know, it happens. It happens in clan wars. But you know, even with their up and down in their transitions, and they're still sort of. I know they jowled and then they jowled again, and they're still kind of gelling with themselves, and they scratch their heads a lot over certain things. But I mean, you're always going to have Feast in the top 4 at the moment, to be fair. But it's really good seeing other clans on Asia coming up. But you know, it was great to see the likes of EMT, which you know you're part of, Mr. President. E4D challenging, challenging. You know, I mean, I'm still scratching my head over what's going on with RN. I mean, RN have always, you know, they've normally been a sort of solid clan. But just recently, I saw, you know, after the summer season, during the autumn, and now this winter season, they seem to start off really positively and really well, but they then seem to tail off towards the middle end of the tournament, and you know, they seem to put themselves under pressure for some reason. And by doing that, they sort of, you know, they always seem to be just missing out too much. It just seems, I don't know what is going on with RN, because they're just one of those, it's just strange. It's a strangeness to happen. But you know, I've loved this tour. I think it's been great. I think the winter season is a welcome season. I think it's a good addition to the game. And I'm glad Wargaming have considered doing 4 seasons in 1 year now, because there are 4 seasons in 1 year. Unlike the song, which says there are 4 seasons in 1 day. I've never understood that myself. But I'm glad that they've got a winter season. It's always welcome. And we're seeing a lot more competitiveness on all the servers, realistically. I mean, EU server has been... Oh, that's a great kill. I mean, EU server has been very competitive this year. And, you know, we're seeing some up-and-coming clans there as well. Asia has been very competitive. CIS, well, CIS is always competitive. And NA has been, well, kind of more competitive. Not as much as we would like to see. I mean, we'd like to see, you know, more competition. Oh, that's a great mastery. 5,430 damage. Did you carry? No, not really. Wowzers. Wowzers. Great game. I've got some more replays that people have sent across to me, which is always welcome and always nice. Let's go out with this one first. I can't remember who it is, but we're going to go out with it. So it doesn't really matter. Ah! It's Dark in an E50M. Great little tank, the E50M. Beautiful when it's all down. Got a very bouncy tulip. Hello, X-Cuba Gaming. How are you doing? Hey, Joey. I'd love to say hello to all, each and every one of you and interact in that way, but it's pretty difficult, guys, because there's a stream delay because it's a tournament, yeah. And yeah. Oh, you don't like the beard? Oh, come on, Roma, or is it Poma? Poma. I like the beard. No, the beard's nice, dude. It's not a Rolling Swarm-esque beard, but it's a beard. Beards are beards. You know. Problem is, the wife likes it. And it's just the way it goes. Plus, it gets to hide your double chin, which is really clever. It's a really good thing. If you've got a double chin, get a beard. Haha, they disappear. Seriously, guys. Right, and how are you doing? Yeah, invalid. I almost said invalid. My bad. But yeah, I meant invalid. You know I meant invalid. Unfortunately, because I'm streaming, I have to... now I've got the webcam up and running, I have to eat my sweeties instead of what I would normally do, which is a big no-no. Can't do it on stream. Not allowed. But wow. I'm still getting over GV turning over Feast. But we are going to see Feast again. They're going to go out with ID in quite a bit of time yet. Another 25 minutes, to be honest with you. It's a long wait between the games. It's a bit too long, really. I mean, I'm not proud of being free to play. I agree, broken tanks are sad. They've got to do something about these sort of things, but I mean, the Annihilator's an interesting tank. Be honest with you, mediocre Joker. Alright, this is the only game I play. In real terms. Although, I must admit, Jory has got me into mini motorways. That's Jory's fault. And he's shown me the way, he's shown me the future. Mini motorways is the way to go. You know, I'm not expecting a lot of esports on mini motorways, but or many streams. But it's certainly the future, guys. Mini motorways all the way. Nothing wrong with mini motorways. My game, the game is lag because there are so many people on the server, and the ping is a bit low at the moment. That's why. But the game shouldn't be lagging. Not now. I mean, everything's looking fine from my end. I'm looking at the stream as well on YouTube, and let me look at the stream on YouTube. Well, the stream on YouTube is fine. I've got the YouTube portal open myself. There's no lag at my end. It's churning out at 180. It's not 180. It's churning out at 1080 high def. And there's no lag. No, there's no lag at this end. So. Yeah, there's no lag. There's no lag on my end anyway. I'm looking, as I said, I'm looking at YouTube myself, and everything should be fine. Looking at OBS, everything's fine there. No drop frames, no lag. FPS is 60. KBS is 5,560. So there shouldn't be any lag. So I don't know why there's lag. The ping isn't the best on Asia at the moment, I must admit. I'm not proud of being free to play. I did say hello. Did I not? But yeah, I don't see Thank you very much, Cryptid. And do you like the beard? Nothing wrong with the beard, man. Don't diss the beard. Don't diss the beard. Oh, I feel bullied, man. I feel violated. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not feeling that violated at all. You're gonna make me cry. I'm welling up, man. Yeah, I've got the same problem, Vegemite. I'm getting grey bits just here, and you know why? And I haven't. For some reason, thank you, Tony Blitz. For some reason, this part of my beard is ginger, and then when it gets long, it stops being ginger and goes white, and it's like, what? Where did the gingerness come in? Because I have not a single ginger hair in my head. It's just here. It's just this bit. It's just really weird, really bizarre. I just can't do anything about it. If you've got a ginger beard, you've got a ginger beard, and it will eventually turn white because that's what ginger does. I can't really help much about that. It's absolutely bizarre. That's the problem. I've got right hand out. I mean, I had a load of replays and they all got wiped because of the update, which only came a couple of days ago, which is like, invalid pin. Yeah, my pin is invalid and so is everybody else's. That's absolutely spot on. 5k is fantastic right hand out. Why wouldn't it be? 5k is fantastic nowadays in a tier 10 game. Let's be honest. Oh, that's nice to know. I'm proud. I'm proud of being free to play. So you're in GV. Well, congratulations. Your clan is into the grand final. So, that's a fantastic mastery, despite the fact it was a draw, which means it's a heartbreaker. It goes down as a loss. I mean, that's so sad, but great gameplay by Vamp. By every good Vamp is dark there in the E50M. A fantastic tank, just shy of 7,000 damage. That's brilliant. Loving that. Absolutely loving it. Who else have we got? Who else sent me replays? Let's have a look and see what we have. Oh, this is War Machine. Rolling out in the IS-6 Legend. Mini Motorways is not Disneyland. Seriously, guys, there's a guy in my clan. He's also a pro player and plays in the pro team in my clan on EU. Jory 12, fantastic guy, a really good friend, and we were getting ready for a quick tour the other day, and he was taking his time because he was playing Mini Motorways. So we all decided to have a look at this fantastic game. It's a funny game. It's basically you just got to build motorways. But if any of you download the game and play it, don't blame me, blame Jory. Jory showed us the way. He showed us the future, and it's all his fault, basically. So don't go round pointing fingers and blaming me. That's very true, though, Leppy. It cannot be surpassed for entertainment. I mean, you've got everything in Blitz. You can be happy, you can be sad, you can be frustrated, you can be angry. Well, invalid pin. I'm a member of GG on NA, so I wish you success, my friend, with the tour, because I see you're in Void. Are you in Void? I believe you're in Void. So, but don't go beating my clan, because that would be harsh. No, seriously, mate. All success over there. Your beard is glorious, is it, Vineyard Joker? Yeah, I can't get that. Yeah, I actually went to get it trimmed about a week or so ago, and the bugger misunderstood trim and went zzz. Like, what have you done? Where's my beard? Where's my beard gone? You destroyed my beard, man. But yeah, it was very disappointing. It was disappointing. Yeah, rolling has a beard to be envious of. You know, you look at his beard and you get all green eyes with envy. Seriously, and he's yeah, it's the way it goes with him. He's very, very like that as Mr. Rolling. He has a beard that many would die for. So we still got 15 minutes before the next game. I'll just check that to make doubly sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going at 10 minutes past the hour, which is 15 minutes past. Yeah, 15 minutes from now. So I will check. I will have a look. Hello, oops. What do you mean new look? Not a new look, you just haven't got a headset on. Yes, you're right, Leppy. GLM. Yeah, yeah. I've decided not to trim it recently. To be honest with you, so I'm just letting this sort of grow out. Yeah, it was Roma. It was a draw. I mean, heartbreaking, man. Absolute heartbreaker. Because the problem is with Blitz, a draw is a loss. And big loss is that. It's disappointing in that respect. But we will see. Yeah, I mean, Dark did well there. It's still a nice M. Still a nice mastery in the E50M. Oh, that's a great shot. Well played, War Machine. Tagging that poor old T-49 as who tries to escape. It's always good. It's always nice to, you know, hurt. Oh, it's only a first class. Oh, War Machine, you got to do better, man. The IS-6. 3 kills, though. Not bad, not bad. Let's just double check to make sure they haven't changed the timings, because anything can happen. No, it's still in, well, 10 minutes. I've got time for one more replay, guys. So I've got, somebody did send me a replay. So this one next, I believe. There we go. This is Innerman of Immor. Again, another top 8 team on EU. A team that I've rolled out with quite a few quick QTs with. I mean, I do like the team. It's a nice clan. Is Immor. A lot of time for Immor. Absolutely mediocre Joker. I mean, you know, beard culture is not understood until you have a beard. And there's a lot more research involved when you have a beard. You have to, you know, you'd be surprised the amount of sort of nurturing beardiness has. I mean, it's you know, it's a cult in itself, guys. I do like the T62A, I must admit. Going back to what I was saying earlier about Jory, I mean, gave me quite a few tips on how to play the T62A, which has been invaluable and has really helped my stats on the T62A. And I've got a newfound love for this tank. Absolutely newfound love. I mean, it's a. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's a beautiful tank when you get it in the right position, and it's so easy to track your opposition in this thing. And the 268 really put a mighty roll in there. He's not going to get the Kranwagen from there, unfortunately. Kranwagen is nicely down. I lost my hit points. How you doing, my friend? How are you on this fine Saturday? I've got a lot of streams today. So after this stream, I've got coffee chat. After that stream, I've got challenges, upper bracket final on CIS. And then after that stream, oh, I'm not streaming the last one. I'm joining Amunet again to commentate on the upper bracket, lower bracket finals on EU, which is going to be absolutely fantastico. I'm going to love that. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting. I mean, but you know, it's going to be some very interesting games today. CIS Challengers Tour has been incredibly interesting. I mean, I've seen some fantastic games, and I like doing CIS streams because their gameplay is just so aggressive. It's unbelievably aggressive. It's brilliant to watch how they play these tanks and the strats they use. And I always love doubling up with commentary, either with Amunet or whatever. It's just brilliant. You know, you get to cover a lot more. You've got more eyes on the game, and you really get to sort of help the audience understand what's going on a lot better. And it's a lot more relaxing when you do double commentary. It's not easy, don't get me wrong, it's not easy because you've got to be careful of not talking over each other, but once you get used to it, it's absolutely amazing to do. It's brilliant. I did a double commentary last night with them, with Amunet on the lower bracket semi-final. Great time, and it was fantastic games. We're doing really well, thank you, Leppy. I trust everything's good at your end, of course. Equally good at your end. Oh, Jaegeroo, take a bit of that. 1, 2, 3 knee is in the objects 268 of him, and oh, I don't know about that one, mediocre joke. I'll have to look into that. A business beard. I might do. I don't know. Great mastery there in the T62, 4,490 dished out, and good support from his teammate, who we can't show because it's an EU player. But really good stuff. That really good game. All right, I've got time probably for one more replay, and I've finished my coffee, so I need to get another coffee. So this is HNKL going out here in the new TVP. Fantastic little tank. Give me a couple of seconds. Give me a couple of minutes while I go and get another coffee, and I'll be back in a moment. Enjoy watching the TVP. Okay, coffee topped up, refreshed. Here we go again. It's not a Bushka mug, it's Homer. Homer Simpson. And as I said, yeah, I think I should do that. I should open a beard channel on my Discord for all things beardy. I think that would be a good way forward. I think that would be a good idea. We can all talk about our beards and show our beards off to the public and revel in our growth of facial hair. That's what we should do, I think. Yes. In fact, yes. I'm now convinced that is the way forward as well. So 2 new channels on my Discord: mini motorways and beards. All things beardy. Yeah, I think that's a grand idea. Thank you for sort of igniting my interest in the future. Yeah, that's a good thing to think about. I'm gonna do it. I do like the TVP. I got a nice mastery in it the other day, and I do like it. I think it's a fantastic little tank. It's not for the faint-hearted, to be honest with you. It's a difficult tank to play, but I like it. Ramil, привет. Как дела? Absolutely, Leppy. We can all apply. I'm going to do it this afternoon. This is a great rollout. I mean, the thing is, once you've got, okay, it's got a long reload of the magazine, but once you've got the magazine loaded, the amount of DPM this thing can churn out is obscene, to be fair. And it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Don't worry about it, Mediocre Joker. Everybody has to blow off steam. Everybody gets frustrated at something. I mean, trust me, everybody. And it's always okay to blow off steam, man. How is she going to express your views and opinions? It's as simple as that. Oh, he's going to turn. Oh, there you go. Doom and gloom, got him. And just in time, because we should get the room invite now. So, great mastery there by HNKL, the Adrian Blahana. Now we're going to jump out quickly, sorry, and jump into the room. There we go. We've got 2 minutes to go before rollout. This is the lower bracket final. ID against Feast, rolling out on Castilla, or Campstilla, as I like to call it. Not a big fan of Castilla as a tournament map, to be honest with you. I think it's I'm not a big fan. Anyway, we will have ID on the north spawn and Feast on the south spawn. Looking at the teams, well, they're both ready up. That way we have got Campon in an E5, Active Duty in an E5, Last Hope in a Kranwagen, Prorelica in a IS4, Radioactive in a Vickers Light, Spartan Sword in an IS4, and IDS in the E5. Moving over to Feast, as I said, they are on the south spawn. We have Maddox in an IS4, Bifrost in a Kranwagen, F Silver in a Vickers Light, Hidden Surprise in the E5, James Bond, well, that's actually 007, James 007, I like to call him Bond, James Bond, in an E5, Sleeping Lion in the IS4, and Sugar Magoo, not in the T22, but in an E5. It's Fujit's Blitz, mate, and I'll just there we go. So we've got about 30 seconds to go, and at the moment we got Aeropath and Onayu of ID sat in the wings on the bench waiting for their turn if they are called upon. Again, guys, it's best of 7, so again it's the first of 4 victories. Castilla, well, as I said, it is not my favourite tournament map. The reason being is because you tend to have 5 minutes of stalemate and 2 minutes of mayhem, or thereabouts. We have 5 minutes of the clan sort of saying, do I, don't I, shall I, shan't I, and getting into positions. And then 2 minutes of absolute madness. And, you know, it's just one of those maps. Looking at the hit points, wow, Feast are topping it. They've got over 2,000. That is an advantage. Well, that really is an advantage. Actually, I was lying. It's not 2,000. It did say 2,000, but it's now dropped. It's now equaled out. But I swear that said 19,000 to begin with. I did on my screen anyway. So where are ID going? Well, they all look like they're going towards the A cap, except Radioactive in the Vickers, who's going to try and spot over C. He's going to be joined by F Silver, Feast in his Vickers. So Radioactive going up high. He spots F Silver, but F Silver spots him and gets the first shot in. The rest of Feast, wow, we've got the two Ice 4s of Maddox and Sleeping Lion over, going to take up a position behind this house here, overlooking that B cap. And the E5s and the Kranwagen, well, the Hidden Surprise already up in the castle area, which isn't a castle, by the way, it's a monastery or a church. He's going to be joined by James Bond, and Sugar Magoo. The Kranwagen of Bifrost is just going to be sitting here by these rocks. Probably go forward to that rock there, if he can, so he can get the resets. However, he's not going to be able to reset that. There are 3 E5s into the A-cap, Active Duty, IDS and Campon. A-cap is taken, and they didn't lose any hit points realistically from taking the A-cap, so that will help them out. Perelica is getting bullied though by Maddox and Sleeping Lion. Spartan's Sword is going there to try and help out, but there is a brawl here, and Sugar Magoo also putting side shots in. So Perelica here in a bit of danger. He has now got Spartan's Sword in support, and they're all... so Sleeping Lion, they're really trying to push onto Perelica here. Because of the buildings, it's pretty difficult for me to get a good angle. Spartan Sword is doing his best to try and hit point share, but he can't do it properly. Maddox, however, has been whittled down to next to... lost over half his hit points. Perelica is going to be able to move out of there. But moving back over, this is where all the action now is. Last Hope for me is pushing. Down goes Active Duty, however, courtesy of Hidden Surprise. Down goes Bifrost, however, courtesy of IDS. So both teams losing tanks. Hit points are in favour of Feast, however. Last Hope. Oh, Sugar Magoo is trying. Last Hope is on his long reload. He's not going to last this battle. He's going to go down. Hidden Surprise isn't going to take him, though. He's desperately trying to get out of there. Sugar Magoo gets tracked by IDS. That's an important shot. But he gets taken down by Maddox. So now we have got 2 tanks down for both teams. Active Duty, Last Hope, Maddox and Bifrost for Feast. Hidden Surprise in Campon here. James Bond putting shots into Campon. Hidden Surprise bouncing him. They can't get shots over. Moving back over to the middle area. Sleeping Lion and Perelica is still alive. Down goes Sugar Magoo. Sleeping Lion now has got 2 tanks on him. Perelica managed to survive that battle, but the Vickers has gone down of Radioactive to F Silver. But F Silver is effectively a one-shot. Is Sleeping Lion going to survive? No, he gets dropped down into the ditch. So now we've got to go back over here because Campon is toying with James Bond. Hidden Surprise needs to push on to Campon. They really need to take Campon down. F Silver takes out IDS. It's 3 against 4. Feast have an advantage, but they don't have the cap point advantage. It all now depends on Hidden Surprise and Campon. Oh, Campon really getting whittled down. He can't do much about it. Perelica is also getting whittled down, and so is Spartan Sword. Down goes Campon. We need to quickly get over here because Perelica and Spartan Sword, with Sleeping Lion dropping down, Perelica and Spartan Sword can't get any shots onto him. All they can, Perelica takes down Sleeping Lion. The advantage switches slightly, but only on base points to ID. James Bond, however, that's a great shot from F Silver. F Silver doing big, big roll there. Prelica going down to James Bond. Feast could get this. Spartan's sword is on he's on 328 hit points. He is basically a one-shot. F Silver is also a one-shot, and not shutting him down is really cost ID. F Silver trying to get the shot into Spartan's sword. Spartan's sword is chasing down F Silver, but is behind a rock. F Silver is pretty safe up there behind that rock. As you can see, I mean, he's not going to be in too many problems there. He puts a shot across into Spartan's sword, but in comes James Bond. He's got to get one of them down. James Bond's going to load quicker, and down he goes to F Silver. Not closing down F Silver really cost them. F Silver really doing a lot of damage there. A lot of damage. Looking at the way it worked out there, I mean, F Silver, 3,542. Bond, James Bond, churning out 4,000. And not closing down F Silver, who took 3 kills, really, 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 really hurt ID. So, Feast triumph here on Castilla. We're now going to swap those spawn points. This time we will have Feast on the north spawn, ID on the south spawn. Just wait for ID to ready up. Feast have already readied up. And we have Maddox in an IS-4, BMW in a 268, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Vickers, Hidden Surprise in an E5, Sleeping Lion in a Kranwagen, Sugar Magoo back in his T22. Moving over to ID, they are on the south spawn. As I said, we have so far Campon in an E5, Last Hope in an E5, Radioactive in a Vickers, Spartan Sword in an IS-4, IDS in an E5, Prelica now jumping into a T22, and we're just waiting for Active Duty to ready up. He hasn't as of yet. Now he has, and he is in an IS-4. So that's how the teams are lining up. That's how they're readying up. So, at the moment, Feast have got the advantage. It's 1-0. They need to have 3 victories, remember. So it's the first of 4, so they need 3 more victories here. But ID, well, they can always change the result. They have that ability. Either way, we're now waiting. So, we're about to roll out game 2 here on Castilla. Hit points, wow, nothing in it. Feast have got less hit points this time, about 500. Nothing really. Nothing at all. Anyway, let's get a pie into the back of that map. Let's see what's going down. So, ID this time, well, Active Duty in the Vickers is going to head towards the A-cap area to get spots, with the rest of ID except Prelica heading towards the C-cap area. Moving over to have a look at Feast, well, F Silver is also heading towards the A-cap. Sugar Magoo in the T22 is heading towards the middle area. The E5s and the 268 of BMW, Bifrost and Hidden Surprise. Well, BMW is going to go up high in that 268. The E5 and Maddox in the IS-4 are going to join up and regroup with Sugar Magoo. Sleeping Lion is the only man out here in that IS-4. He's going to be rushed by Last Hope and IDS, both in their E5s. Active Duty getting pinged as he goes across. Bifrost trying to ping Last Hope. But moving over to the Castilla area, because the 2 Vickers are battling it out over here. That's what they're doing. We've got Radioactive and F Silver battling it out together. At the moment, the team's being bled evenly. And it all depends here. Prelica is coming in to help Radioactive. So they're both now going to be looking to get F Silver out the game. That's an important traction. I'm going to leave that battle and move back over to this area. You can see Sleeping Lion is being pushed. He's trying to get out of there. Spartan Sword is also being pushed. Campon is coming rotating round to try and help out. Maddox is pushing down. Hidden Surprise is trying to get them. But F Silver has gone down. He loses out that battle. Sleeping Lion is probably going to go down as well. Oh, Bifrost goes down. Didn't expect that one. Didn't see that one coming. Sleeping Lion is now a one-shot. It's all happening over there. We're going to leave that though and look at Spartan Sword in camp on here. Prorelica rotating in, trying to help out. Spartan Sword isn't going to last. Maddox will take him. Hidden Surprise actually takes him. But Prorelica has now turned up. And it's 3 against, well, far too many. Far too many. So we've got BMW clearly out of the action at the moment in the 268. Hidden Surprise really being focused. Down he goes. Maddox is going to be next on the hit list. BMW, well, he's taking his sweet time to get involved. Maddox will be doomed and gloomed and deaded by the time poor old Maddox is going to get whapped out. Maddox does get whapped out before he can take out Prorelica with a shot. Active Duty and Radioactive now looking to push onto poor old BMW. Here is BMW, last man standing, 1 against far too many. Radioactive's coming down. BMW knows it's all over. ID have got this one. They level the score. It's going to be 1-1. Good stuff from ID. Good bounce back. Better focus fire this time from ID. More consolidation by them. More even gameplay. Poor old Bifrost. I think he was ammo racked. I don't know. He went down very quickly. He had received. No, he got six hits into him. So he wasn't ammo racked. So convincing stuff there from ID. Now we're going to change the maps. We're going on to Faust. Faust, what a map. Massive map. And we have issues with flying under bridges and everything. But Faust is always an interesting map. This time we will have ID on the south spawn. Feast have read it up first on the north spawn. Looking at the Feast team, well, we have Maddox in an E5, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Vickers Light, Hidden Surprise in an E5 Bond, James Bond in the T22, Sleeping Lion in a Kranwagen, and joining James Bond in the T22 is Sugar Magoo in the T22. Now we have ID ready up. We have Campon in an E5, Active Duty in a Kranwagen, Last Hope in an E5, Prorelica in a T22, Radioactive in a Vickers Light, Spartan Sword in the IS4, and IDS in an E5. So, interesting lineups. Vickers and the T22 making a showing on both sides, although there is double T22 going out for Feast, not a double T22 going out for ID. Pre-even Stevens meta selection wise, good mobility, good armor. They have got an IS4 with Spartan Sword, however, on ID. There's no IS4 with regard to that on the Feast side. That's because they've got they've got that additional T22. So it's going to be interesting to see. Both teams have got pretty decent mobility here. Massive map Faust, lot of potential. Is it going to be a middle of the area strat? Going down, looking at the fast cap D and C respectively, and possibly look over the B cap, or are they going to send the Vickers and the T22s to A? Well, we don't know. We will find out incredibly shortly. ID will be happy with the fact that they've just turned over Feast in the last game, sort of leveling the scores. Feast, however, will be looking to come back from that, bouncing back, trying to get that advantage back again. So we're going to roll up to the top of the map, as we do, get up high, there we go. So it looks like Active Duty in the Kranwagen maybe looking to drop into the... No, he's not going to drop in. Prorelica looks like he's dropping in. Vickers is going to go in as well to overlook. The E5s, the IS4s of ID are in towards the middle area, rotating round the map. T22s of Bond, James Bond and Sugar Magoo in his T22. They're not capping A. Let me just have a sup of coffee. So Feast fast cap C, they have got the early advantage there. We've got Bifrost not going into B. Maddox and Hidden Surprise, they're pushing onto D. That's quite aggressive. Maddox is pushing really heavily into the D cap area. Let's go with him. It's pretty difficult, to be fair, though, guys, because if I get it wrong, that happens. But Maddox is pushing into the D cap. He's going to try and get round onto the Vickers of Radioactive. He's now isolated. He's caught out. He's trying to get against the rock. He's not going to last. Down he goes. Taken down by F Silver. Active Duty tries to put a shot into Hidden Surprise, but he bounces. Moving back over, Campon is being bullied by Bifrost. IDS is going to come in and help with that battle. And, well, that was a very bold move by Feast, and it's worked. Poor old Radioactive going down quite quickly there in the Vickers, because the Vickers does have, right, 0 armor realistically. Here comes Active Duty trying to get shots in. He is now on his long reload, though. Prorelica is being bullied. Sugar Magoo in his T-22 coming around to give him even more abuse. Down goes Prorelica, to courtesy of Sugar Magoo in his T-22. Spartan Sword is now being pushed. We've got Maddox. Well, no, Maddox and Sugar Magoo are looking for the last hope. So is Hidden Surprise. Last hope for me. Down he goes. This is domineering stuff from Feast. Taking the battle to ID, catching ID on the back foot, and really, really focusing heavily. Poor old Spartan Sword now is in a world of pain. He is going to get sorted out. So is IDS. Campon in Active Duty really can't do much about it. IDS is desperately trying to get into safety. He just about manages it, but Spartan Sword goes down. Campon is also now being whittled down to next to nothing. He's now a one-shot. They're not going to survive this. IDS as well is a one-shot. Nothing much he can do. They're all going to now pummel into poor old Active Duty in the Kranwagen, who's on his long reload. Do nothing about it. IDS is the last man standing. He's really not able to do anything. Down he goes, and it's all over. So, there we go. Feast turning it back round again. Very convincingly, let's say. I mean, it wasn't by any stretch of the imagination, you know, a difficult turnaround for Feast there. They really took the battle to ID, and, you know, great move by Maddox through the middle there, straight onto the decap, catching poor old Radioactive completely off guard in the Vickers. He couldn't do anything about it. Going down very early. Poor old Prorelica also going down without dishing out any damage. Dominating stuff there, and as we'd normally say, that looked like a tasty feast indeed. Hey Vabon, how you doing? So we're still here on Faust. We're now going to switch those spawn points. This time we're going to have ID on the north spawn, Feast on the south spawn. Neither team is readied up first. If I was betting man, I'd say it's Feast going to... There you go, look. So Feast will be going out on the south spawn. We have Maddox in an IS-4, Bifrost in an E5, have Silver in a Vickers Light, Hidden Surprise in the IS-4, Bond, James Bond in the E5, Sleeping Lion in a Kranwagen, and you guessed it, Sugar Magoo in his T-22. Moving over to ID, well, at the moment we have Campon in the E5, Active Duty in the Kranwagen, Last Hope for me in the E5, Prorelica potentially in a T-22, Radioactive in a Vickers, Prorelica changing actually to a Kranwagen, Spartan Sword in the IS-4, and IDS in the E5. So it's now 2-1 to Feast. Feast will be looking to try and get another victory here, putting them one away from tomorrow's grand final. ID, however, will be looking at trying to close that down and stamping that out. Still all to play for. It's still edge of the seat stuff. So far it's sort of it's gone with this way and that way like a tide. It's flowed and waned and flowed. But Feast were very tasty in the last game, very aggressive, very focused, and they really did hurt ID. Looking at the hit points, well, nothing in it, 300, that's it. In favour of ID, but that's nothing, not at this level. Getting up high into the back of the map, as we always do. This time we've got Prorelica in the Vickers heading towards the A-cap, and the rest of ID, well, apart from Campon and Spartan Sword, are heading towards the C-cap with Last Hope dropping in, the rest on Overlook. Campon and Spartan are going to overlook the B-cap. Looking at what Feast are doing, well, at the moment, they're going to drop into the D-cap. Hidden Surprise and Maddox on Overlook, along with Sleeping Lion. Sugar Magoo in his T-22 dropping into D. Bifrost just holding back a little bit at the moment. BMW overlooking the B-cap and F Silver heading towards the A-cap. Radioactive in the Kranwagen, well, he's pushing. He's pushing alone as well. He's going to try and get hauled down on this ramp and give Sleeping Lion a hard time. Sleeping Lion won't be hauled down, and he gets a good roll into Sleeping Lion, but he does get smacked crossing there. Maddox is now looking to push onto Radioactive, and he does. Gets a good shot into Radioactive. Radioactive needs to get out there. He has no choice. He's going to be absolutely whittled down. Active Duty here, just taking a bit of a pounding as well. Radioactive puts another one, this time into Sleeping Lion. Sleeping Lion needs to... but again, Radioactive getting pummeled here, this time by a Hidden Surprise, I believe. He's getting into a relatively safer position. The IS Force can't get him from there. Moving over to the ACAT, wow, we've got Prorelica and Campon. Prorelica dropping down, Campon being left all alone here with BMW. Bifrost and Sugar Magoo now pushing on towards Campon. Campon here could be in a bit of danger. Oh, look at the ping spike. Wowza, 7% loss as well. Campon being pushed by BMW. He's got F Silver behind him as well. Can put shots in. Campon is not going to last. He is going to go down. BMW should be able to take him out here. No, BMW's avoided him. No, BMW is going to take him out. There we go. But now Sleeping Lion is being pushed by Spartan Sword. But they've lost Campon. That's a big loss for ID. Oh, down goes Hidden Surprise. Radioactive is not going to last against BMW. But that's a great shot into the back of BMW by Prorelica. Looking at the Last Hope and IDS. There. Oh, Prorelica and Radioactive managing to take out Sleeping Lion. But down goes Radioactive. Maddox here is being pushed by Last Hope and IDS. And so is Sugar Magoo. This could be a turnaround again. Prorelica dropping down, trying to get round. It's even Stevens on the... Oh, that's a big roll by F Silver and Sugar Magoo at the same time into poor old Prorelica. He goes down. IDS is going to last. He goes down to a ram by Bifrost. It's 2 against too many again. Last Hope for me. Well, he's not going to last. He's now a one-shot. Spartan Sword, however, he's going to go down. Where is Spartan Sword? Spartan Sword is dropping into the decap. He's trying to get into that area. He's finally coming over, but it's too little, too late. It's 1 against far too many. He is not going to last. Sugar Magoo gets 1 into the side. Feast are going to take this. What looked like it was going to be ID, it's been turned, and Feast have dominated again. Poor old Spartan Sword going down. Feast, very tasty. They take the advantage. They are 1 away from tomorrow's grand final. Feast dominating ID here on Faust. ID really having nothing to combat Feast here on Faust. You can see, I mean, it looked at one stage that ID were going to turn them over, but Feast managed to turn it back around again. ID was just bled too much by Feast. Feast did finish the battle with a lot of his points not remaining. They were whittled down to next to nothing, but ID just could not put in the coup de grace. We are now going to go to Desert Sands. Feast 1 away from victory. 1 away from getting into tomorrow's grand final, where they will go on again and they will meet GV, who they had earlier. So Feast will be on the south spawn here on Desert Sands. They've already read it up. We have Maddox in the IS-4, BMW in the E5, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a Vickers Light, Hidden Surprise in the IS-4, Sleeping Lion in the E5, and you guessed it, Sugar Magoo in a T22. Moving over to ID, well, at the moment, Last Hope for me has been rotated out in favour of Arrow Path. We have Campon in an E5, Active Duty in an E5, Arrow Path in an E5, Radioactive in a T22, Prorelica in a T22, IDS in an E5, and Spartan Sword potentially in a T22. They will be on the north spawn. And Spartan Sword is actually in an IS-4. Lanny is also rotating in changing out to Aeropath. Lanny will be in an E5. So, as I said, Desert Sands is always an interesting map. I'm going to be interested to see how they play this one. Are they going to go to the desert? Are they going to go to that middle area? We will find out very, very shortly. A lot of haul down tanks there, a lot of mobility except for the IS-4 on both Feast and single IS4 on ID. I'm potentially looking for desert action here, with maybe some tanks going down to overlook the B cap and get onto that bridge and try and get round the back there. We will find out very, very quickly as we get up high and to the back of the map. So we have Active Duty and Pro Relica here. Well, they are going to push towards the A cap. So is F Silver and Sugar Magoo. F Silver is spotted, so is Radioactive. Just moving back, Sugar Magoo is now spotted. Radioactive, oh no, it's Pro Relica getting the shot into F Silver. So F Silver getting a bit of a pummeling here. Pro Relica getting into a pretty decent position here. You may be able to get shots across. The rest of ID are now coming over to join. Nobody is going into the city. Campon is gone through the bridge. Just have a sup. Now we've got desert action. That's all it's going to be. Campon is really, really advanced and on a hill, which he doesn't want to be. He's on a sand dune. He's high and they can get hold of him. So he's going to have to move out of there. Radioactive is going to try and come round. He has been spotted, however, so the surprise is sort of gone. BMW, Active Duty, they're all being pushing over here. There's a bit of a brawl going down. BMW, Bifrost, Sleeping Lion, but they're up against Active Duty, Spartan Sword, IDS, and Lanny. BMW is the focus of attention, but down goes Campon. Well, Campon was in an advanced position. BMW here is going to go down. Lanny should be able to finish him off. Maybe not. But he is finished off by Lanny, as I said. Now, oh, but there goes Active Duty. Feast have now got the advantage. They have got Pro Relica is now looking worse for wear. He's got to get out of there. He's now a one-shot. Down he goes. Feast are dominating here. 3 tanks down already, but now they've lost Sugar Magoo. IDS taking him out. They have got to try and do something. They're still a tank down. They are points down. Radioactive is being pummeled. Absolutely pummeled. He manages to just get over, but he's not going to last much longer. Bifrost is also not going to last. He's being pulled as well. Spartan Sword should take him down. Yes, he does. Maddox is pushing down, but they have lost. Poor old Perelica. He's gone down in the T-22. So IDS is now being pushed by Sleeping Lion and by Hidden Surprise, and he's got Maddox in front of him. He's not going to last. He is going to go down. F Silver may be able to get the shot in. Yes, he does. Now we've got Hidden Surprise pushing onto Lanny and Spartan Sword. 2 IS4s against an IS4, a Vickers Light, and an E5. No, it's not 2 IS4s. Lanny's in an E5. Muppet. Fugit. Lanny here desperately trying to get out of the way, but he's got a load of dead. He's got track damage. He's not going to survive. He's going to go. Spartan Sword is trying to get rid of F Silver. Down goes Lanny. Now, unless Spartan Sword can do something spectacular here, this is going to be a victory for Feast. They are going to be going into the grand final tomorrow, where they will face GV. Spartan Sword, however, needs to get a Kolobanov, and he really needs to do something, but he's got Hidden Surprise in a very healthy IS4. Sleeping Lion in a very healthy E5, and F Silver in a very unhealthy Vickers Light, but with a fantastic gun. And there we go. One shot's going in already. Spartan Sword is being whittled and bled. He is trying to hold as much as he can. He wants to get F Silver, but it's not going to happen. And by doing that, he's fired his shot, and he's going to be whittled down by these two. F Silver's not even interested in trying to take shots onto Spartan Sword. Spartan Sword is going to go down. That's it. He bounces. Feast win it. They will go through to the grand final tomorrow at the expense of ID. Great stuff from Feast. ID in the first match really putting pressure onto Feast, but Feast then dominating the rest of this lower bracket final. Massive, massive congratulations to Feast. Commiserations to ID. They will take the 3rd place spot here on Asia. And that is the tournament for today. However, somebody has apparently sent me a replay, and I will play it because it's Roma. So this is from Roma. It is him going out in a nice 50B, AMX 50 120 actually. So there you go. I'm going to play this, and at the same time I'm going to get another coffee. One moment. Back in 2 seconds. Yes, I'm back with my coffee, and it's, wow, what can I say? So, we're going to be watching again tomorrow, Feast versus GV. That was the upper bracket final earlier today. That will be the grand final here on Asia Winter Season Championship Pro Tour. That'll be tomorrow. After this game, I'll play this replay, and then we'll look at the Challengers Tour, because there's also a grand final of the Challengers Tour again tomorrow. Let's see who's got into that final, because Challenge is also a tour that we should keep an eye on. We may not be streaming it, but we should keep our eye on it and see what's going down over there. Well, I did say at the beginning it was going to be an exciting games today, and that we were not disappointed. We've seen some excellent gameplay from GV against Feast to begin with the victory going to GV, and we saw some excellent gameplay between Feast and ID, with Feast getting that victory. It's been fantastic stuff. I'm sure you'll agree with me that all the clans today, GV, Feast and ID, played spectacularly well. Unfortunately, not everybody can win, and ID were today's losers, I'm afraid, but they should be happy with the fact that they are third. They are ranked third here in the Winter Challengers, sorry, the Winter Championship Pro Tour. ID, as I said, I mean, they are a grand team, great bunch of guys, but they just don't seem to be firing on all full cylinders at the moment. No doubt when we come back for the spring season, they will be refreshed, revitalized, and ready for even more action. However, winter is not over yet. As I say, we have got the big, the bold, the massive grand final tomorrow between Feast and GV. And yes, I am streaming it. I will have a front row seat, and you're all invited to join me in watching Feast against GV. It will be best of 9. That is the first of 5 victories, and the winner will be crowned the winter season champion here on Asia. So we've got so much to look forward to tomorrow, guys. This is a great little game here in the AMX. Not exactly the easiest tank to play, the AMX 5120. Can be a bit of a nightmare, but this is really... Roma, you're playing this one really well, my friend. And that's a lovely game. Beautiful game. Oh, I didn't put the webcam back on. Sorry, my bad. Great little mastery there. Beautiful game. Really enjoyed that. And, wow, how to play the AMX 5120, if you didn't know. So, let's have a look at the standing. Let's see what we've got on the challengers. Let's see who progressed. Well, it's Calm against RN in the grand final tomorrow. King coming third, unfortunately. So King not progressing today. They are going out. They unfortunately lost to Calm. So Calm must have... Who did Calm play earlier? Who was in the upper bracket final? I think it was Calm against RN. No. Yes, it was Calm against RN. So that's where we go. It's been fantastic. So we've got RN against Calm tomorrow in the grand finals for the Challengers Tour. Unfortunately, I'm not streaming that. We have got the main event tomorrow. That main event being this one. It will be Feast against GV. That is coming tomorrow. All 8 clans. I just want to say this from the start. All 8 clans from Feast, GV, ID, CATS, GSM, HLV, DUR and ENT have given us a fantastic winter season. I've loved every minute of it. I'm sure you have. It's great to see so much competitive gameplay here on Asia, and it could only get exciting as the year goes on. I can't wait for the spring season either, but I seriously can't wait until tomorrow to watch that grand final. So until then, guys, I've been Fujit. It's been absolutely my pleasure in commentating for you today here on Asia. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until then, please enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you all again very soon. Like I said, I'm streaming later today in about 2 hours. I will be streaming a coffee chat where you can jump in and moan and whinge about the game all you like, and we'll try and answer those questions. And then back again with the CIS Challengers Tour, upper bracket and lower bracket finals. And then again later on after that with Amunet, the EU upper bracket and lower bracket finals. So until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All the best, take care, and be happy. Bye for now.